Imagine being a global superstar. Every word you say analyzed, every move watched. Now, imagine your deepest, wildest thoughts, your most embarrassing desires, suddenly blaring out for the entire world to hear. Welcome to Jennifer Lawrence's new reality, where fame isn't just about what you show, but what you desperately try to hide. Get ready for a hilariously unfiltered ride. It was supposed to be a breakthrough. Jennifer Lawrence, the unpolished gem of Hollywood, known for her candid charm and fiery spirit, stood in a sterile, futuristic lab. The air hummed with anticipation, not for a blockbuster premiere, but for the unveiling of the echo chamber. This revolutionary device, developed by the reclusive tech mogul, Dr. Aris Thorne, a shadowy figure rumored to have a personal vendetta against celebrity superficiality, claimed to capture not just sound, but the raw emotional resonance within every vocal vibration. It was designed for actors, they said, to tap into their deepest emotional wells, to truly feel their past performances. Jennifer, ever the risk-taker, had agreed to be the first celebrity test subject. She'd spent hours recording old interviews, iconic movie lines, and even snippets from her private phone calls, believing it would enhance her craft. The main screen, a swirling vortex of light and sound waves, pulsed ominously. Dr. Thorne, a gaunt man with piercing eyes, smiled faintly. "It's ready, Ms. Lawrence. Prepare to hear yourself. Truly." Jennifer, dressed casually in an oversized hoodie, adjusted the sleek earpiece. A slight tremor of excitement, perhaps a hint of apprehension, ran through her. She pressed a button, selecting an old red carpet interview where she'd famously tripped. Instead of her polite, slightly flustered answer, the device suddenly blared, in her own voice. "Oh God, I just want to go home and eat pizza in my pajamas. This dress is killing me." A small laugh escaped her lips, quickly followed by a furrowed brow. This wasn't what she'd said. Dr. Thorne merely adjusted his glasses, his smile widening imperceptibly. "An unexpected resonance," he murmured. Jennifer shrugged it off as a glitch, eager to hear more. Little did she know, this wasn't a glitch at all. It was the beginning of her deepest, most unfiltered thoughts being broadcast to the world, a chaotic symphony of her secret desires. The echoes of her past were about to become her very public present. The next day, at the premiere of her highly anticipated action film, Jennifer shimmered under the blinding lights of the red carpet. The paparazzi roared, fans screamed, and interviewers jostled for a moment with the star. She felt confident, poised, ready to dazzle. But the echo chamber device, mistakenly still active and subtly linked to her personal comms, had other plans. As she answered a question about her challenging stunts, the device, hidden in her clutch, suddenly blared her voice, loud enough for nearby microphones to pick up. "Honestly, half the time I was just thinking about how badly I needed a nap and a giant bag of chips." The journalists paused, confused. Jennifer's eyes widened in horror. She forced a laugh, blaming a technical malfunction. But it got worse. During a live TV interview, when asked about her motivation for picking complex roles, her voice, distorted but undeniably hers, boomed, "Motivation? Mostly avoiding getting bored and hoping the catering is good. Also, secretly wanting to prove I can still cry on cue after a tough night out." The interviewer's smile faltered. The camera crew exchanged bewildered glances. Jennifer felt a flush creep up her neck. This wasn't a malfunction. It was an onslaught of her most irreverent, un-Hollywood thoughts. Her publicist, a tightly wound woman named Brenda, frantically whispered into her earpiece, "Jennifer, what is that? Get rid of it!" But Jennifer couldn't. The device, now seemingly stuck on a random playback loop of her suppressed desires, was escalating. Her carefully curated image, built on years of talent and relatable charm, was crumbling with every unscripted, hilariously inappropriate outburst. The red carpet, usually a triumph, had become a minefield of personal revelations, turning her into an unwilling, unfiltered comedian in the most high-stakes performance of her life. On the set of her new drama, Jennifer was preparing for an emotionally charged scene. The director, a renowned perfectionist, demanded absolute silence and focus. Jennifer, trying desperately to ignore the low hum from the echo chamber device, still inexplicably clinging to her, took her mark. As she delivered a poignant line about heartbreak, the device, from deep within her costume, suddenly roared, "Ugh, this scene is making me want to binge-watch reality TV and eat an entire tub of ice cream by myself." The entire crew froze. The director slowly lowered his megaphone, his face a mask of disbelief. "Cut! What was that, Jennifer?" Jennifer stammered, blaming interference, but the device was relentless. During a heated argument scene with her co-star, where she was supposed to be furiously angry, her voice blared, "Seriously, why can't he just admit I'm right and get on with it? And is it too much to ask for better snacks on set?" The co-star, bewildered, broke character, a confused smirk on his face. The entire production was grinding to a halt. Brenda, her publicist, burst onto the set, holding a tablet displaying trending hashtags like Jai Law Unfiltered and Echo Chamber Confessions. "Jennifer, this is a disaster. Dr. Thorne is denying any involvement, says it's impossible." But it wasn't impossible. It was happening. Her internal monologue, the raw, unfiltered thoughts she meticulously kept hidden from the public eye, were now audible. Every attempt to act, to be the professional she was sabotaged by her own embarrassing, often trivial, subconscious desires. The magic of filmmaking was being replaced by the shocking reality of her innermost thoughts, turning her artistic endeavors into an unintentional comedy show. Against all odds, a strange phenomenon began to sweep social media. What Brenda and Dr. Thorne saw as a public relations catastrophe, the world saw as refreshingly honest entertainment. Hashtags like "J-Law is my spirit animal" and "Unfiltered Queen" exploded. Memes of Jennifer's internal monologues over dramatic movie scenes went viral. People found her unfiltered thoughts relatable, hilariously candid, and utterly unique. A clip of her device blaring, "I just want to punch something, then take a nap," during a serious charity gala earned millions of likes. Brands, surprisingly, started reaching out, wanting authentic endorsements that incorporated her device's quirks. Jennifer was baffled. Her career wasn't over. It was evolving into something nobody, least of all her, could have predicted. She was no longer just an actress. She was the unwitting avatar of human unfilteredness. Brenda, initially horrified, now saw dollar signs. "Jennifer, this is genius. Accidental, but genius. We lean into it. We brand you as the authenticity icon." Jennifer, still mortified by some of the things the device blared, like her secret obsession with obscure 90s boy bands, found herself in an impossible position. She was famous for what she thought, not just what she did. The device, once a terror, was now an accidental superpower, transforming her from a beloved star into a bizarre, hilariously transparent phenomenon. Her struggle to control it, juxtaposed with the public's peculiar embrace, made for compelling, chaotic viewing. She was trapped in her own mind, but it turned out everyone loved what they heard. Driven by a mix of anger, confusion, and a strange newfound sense of public duty, Jennifer tracked down Dr. Eris Thorne. She confronted him in his desolate, tech-filled lair, the very place the echo chamber had been born. "What did you do to me?" she demanded, her voice firm, despite the device in her pocket randomly whispering, "Maybe I should just buy a private island and hide forever." Dr. Thorne, unfazed, merely smiled his chilling smile. "I merely showed the world the truth, Ms. Lawrence. The truth beneath the polished veneer, the scripted answers. You see, I believe celebrity culture has become a facade, a carefully constructed illusion of perfection. I wanted to expose it, to break the spell." Jennifer stared at him. "So, you just wanted to humiliate me?" "Humiliate? Number liberate," he countered, his eyes gleaming. I initially created the device to prove that even the most authentic stars hide their true, often selfish or mundane desires. I intended for you to be a cautionary tale, a symbol of superficiality unmasked. You refused my initial offer to expose yourself on your terms, claiming it would ruin your image. So I took matters into my own hands. A sudden, chilling realization hit Jennifer. She remembered Thorne approaching her years ago with a bizarre offer for a reality show that would feature her unfiltered life, a concept she'd vehemently rejected, calling it too invasive. This wasn't just a tech malfunction. It was an intricate, calculated act of revenge. Thorne had been waiting for the perfect opportunity to expose her, to shatter the very image she'd carefully protected. His motive wasn't malice, but a twisted form of ideological crusade against what he perceived as celebrity deception. Jennifer, standing in his lair, understood the depths of his obsession. She was not just a victim, she was a pawn in his grand social experiment. The confrontation with Dr. Thorne changed everything. Jennifer, now armed with the knowledge of his twisted agenda, had a choice: fight the device or embrace it. She chose the latter, but on her own terms. Instead of hiding, she made a public announcement, explaining the echo chamber and Thorne's motivations, though subtly omitting the revenge part, framing it as a misguided social experiment. She turned the tables, launching her own Unfiltered Moments series on her social media, featuring the device's hilarious outbursts, sometimes even predicting them and playing along. Her fans adored it. Dr. Thorne, watching from the shadows, saw his grand plan backfire spectacularly. Jennifer, instead of being ruined, had transcended her celebrity, becoming a new kind of star, one who literally wore her heart and her random cravings on her sleeve. She even incorporated the device into her acting, using its accidental playback to add layers of raw honesty and unexpected humor to her characters, turning critical scenes into viral sensations. In one particularly poignant scene, the device blared, "I just want everyone to be happy," followed by a quiet, "and maybe a cookie." The audience roared with laughter, then wept. The echo chamber never fully deactivated. It simply became a permanent, if chaotic, part of Jennifer's life, a constant reminder of the thin line between public persona and private desires. And as for Dr. Thorne, rumor has it he's now trying to invent a device that makes politicians spontaneously tell the absolute truth. Jennifer Lawrence, the unfiltered queen, continued her wild ride, proving that sometimes the greatest fame comes not from perfection, but from the hilariously imperfect echoes of your true self. Don't forget to hit the like button if you liked the video and subscribe if you want videos like this to come. See you in the next story.